I'm still a man. Today on In the Woodyard, we're going to find out which Fiskars splitter is best for splitting wood, the X27 or the X25. Here we go. So I just went and bought two brand new Fiskars splitting axes, and that's what these are. This one is the X25, this is the X27. The X25 is 28 inches long, and the X27 is 36 inches long. I already have an X27, the 36-inch one. I've had it for years, and I love it. And I use it so much that when I can't find it, I get mad. So I thought I should buy a second one so that I can have several to choose from. And a lot of people say they like this one more. Some say no. I'm going to find out. I'm going to cut some rounds and we're going to do some chopping. Splitting, that is. So this one, the X25 28-inch, a little bit shorter, so if you're not a real tall person, this might be the one you want. And this is the X27, this is the 36-inch long one, so this might be the one you want. I like them both. We're going to give them a try right now. Am I a Fiskars fanboy? Yes, I am. I like their stuff. It just works. There are a lot of people that have made comments on my channel in the past that, oh, they've tried Fiskars and they think they're junk. They don't like the plastic handles. They just don't like the fact they're not hand forged, rubbed with baby diapers and coated with unicorn blood, that kind of stuff. You know, people that want the really old style stuff, and they're great. You can get some of the European axes that are hundreds of dollars. These are not expensive. I always say Fiskars make tools for work that work. They just work, and they work well. I really like the splitting axes that they have. Bought an X27, this one right here that you see that's got the pink tape on it. I bought this years ago. When I started using it, I couldn't believe how much better it worked than a traditional splitting maul. Now I've got 6-pound mauls, I've got 8-pound mauls, I've got 10-pound mauls, I've got different shaped wedge heads. I've got lots of different ones I've tried over the years. This is the only one I want to use now. I don't like using big heavy mauls because I get tired faster. This one is lighter. I can swing it faster. Some of the things on it that it's got, obviously the handle, it's got a grippy part down here. This orange part's a little grippier. It just works really well. The big thing they have is they have a coating on the head, on the surface of this wedge here. Some say Teflon. I don't think it's actually Teflon. I think it's something else, but it's similar to that. But it slides through the wood really well. I can split with this way more than I can with a big maul because I don't get tired. I can swing it longer and I can swing it faster. I really like it. The nice thing also, compared to some of the really high quality axes that are out there, that are nice, I'm not cutting them down, they're great, but I like this better for actually working. Because if you buy a $300–400 axe, which are nice, are you going to leave it outside? Are you going to be worried that you're going to break the handle? Are you going to be worried about nicks and cuts, things like that? Yes, you are, because you spent a lot of money on it, so you're probably not going to use it as much as you would like. This, I paid $50 for probably 8 years ago, 9 years ago, I don't know, I bought it a long time ago. This one that I just bought today, I paid $63, I believe, so they've gone up just a little bit. This is the X27, and then the X25, I think that was $55. So they're pretty close in price, not that much difference. Now, they do make smaller versions of these also. You can get, I believe, a 17-inch, and I think there's an 11-inch that has the same type design of head, but a little smaller head. And they're fine if you're going to be splitting, like kindling stuff like that, or if you're going to take it, say you're going to be on like a backpacking trip, or if you're going to be somewhere where you don't want to carry a bigger tool like this with you, then yeah, probably a smaller one would be nice so that you can carry it with you. Although if I had to pick just one, I would pick one of these two. I'm not sure which one. I like the longer handle because it gives you a little bit more speed with the head. So yeah, we're gonna cut some rounds now from these logs right here, and then we're gonna do some splitting. Now, for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with the channel, my name is Chris. I've been cutting firewood now and selling it for years. I've sold thousands of cords of wood, thousands. And I used to split everything by hand. The first couple of years I sold firewood, I split everything by hand. The first year I did 40 face cords, or thirds of a cord, and then the second year I did 80, and I did it all by hand. And I primarily use the X27. I really like it a lot. But now I've gone bigger production-wise, and now I do hundreds of cords a year. Now I've got splitters, and I've got a processor, and I've got a lot of machinery. But occasionally I still use these tools when I'm in the woods. If I want to knock a round down because I can't get to it as far as carrying it out, or just for lifting it, or if I want to break it down so I can lift it onto the splitter. In the woods, if I want to trim branches, that's the other thing these are really good for. They're sharp enough that you can chop with them. Probably not ideal, but they do work. So now when you buy one of these Fiskars X27 or X28s, they do come with a protectant covering, this sheath that you can put on. I rarely use mine, but if it's something you want, that'd be great. You can hang it up with it. Works really good. The handle is hollow, as you can see if you look in there. Goes all the way down. And I have left this X27, the one that I originally bought, I've left it outside now for, I don't know, 8 years since I bought it. And that's pretty much where it is all the time. I never bring it in. I always just keep it by the wood pile. But the reason I wanted to buy a couple more is that I use it so often, even when I'm splitting wood with my splitter, that I want to chop a branch off, or if I get a stringy piece that won't pop apart, I like to keep this right by the splitter. I also can use it if I get a piece of wood, a round stuck into my wedge. I can use it to kind of pound it off the wedge so I can loosen it up. So I use it quite a bit. And a lot of times I leave it on one end of the wood yard and I need it on the other. So I figured if I had two of them, I could leave one on each end and keep one maybe with the tractor all the time, keep one right with my splitter all the time, and then just have it so that I don't have to go trying to look for it and try to find it. So I will use all three of these, which is nice. And plus, if I ever have somebody come here, if I go to the woods where I'm going to be knocking some rounds down to load them in my truck, if I take a couple of them along, we can have 2-3 people splitting wood at one time. So now we're cutting rounds. So right now you might be asking, why the pink tape? Why do I have pink tape on this? I put pink tape on a lot of my stuff. And the reason I do that is when I'm processing wood, a lot of times I'll have literally a semi-load full of wood that I will block up and then split. And if I'm using this occasionally to knock off a branch or to knock a bigger round down, I kind of just let it fall wherever it is where I'm working, and it's laying there. Now, because it's black, it doesn't stand out really well. And if you lay it down on the ground, it doesn't stand out very well, especially if you're in the woods. But this pink tape, you can see it pretty much all the time. So it's really easy to find. I don't mind the orange at all. That does help, but sometimes you get orangish colored leaves in the fall of the year, so it kind of blends in there too. And a lot of the wood that I cut is oak, so a lot of times in the fall, the red oak especially will turn kind of a orangey brown color, so it kind of almost blends right in with it. So I use pink tape a lot. I'm still a man. I removed all the labels. There is the X25, there's the X27, and they're very pretty when they're brand new. I will beat the snot out of them because I actually use my tools. They're not just something to hang on the wall. There they are, and I got some rounds set up, so the splitting is gonna happen. So the first one I'm going to start with is going to be the X25 because I have never split any wood with the X25 before. So that's what we're going to start with. So here we go. First whack. Holy smokes, that was easy. I hit it pretty darn hard. Guess I didn't need to use that much force. I'm going to hit it just lightly this time. Yeah, a little bit harder. Wow. This does work nice. I like it. Wow. Very impressed. I'm not used to the shortness though. I might have to go back to hand splitting all the time. That is nice. All right. Yeah, that works really good. When I split normally, I do the big roundhouse because I'm pretty accurate. So I can do the whole swing around, bring my whole body down, use my whole body weight. Although most people will just split just by going and doing straight on like that because it is more accurate. And with a big heavy mullet, you kind of have to do that because a big roundhouse, you get tired fast, but you can really go through the wood. So now I'm gonna go into this big round down here. And I'm gonna take this one, just kind of quartering it, take just some chunks off here. Kind of naughty and naughty. There we go, cut right through that knot. There's a big knot right here, I cut right through it. So, very nice. All right, now I'm gonna take some off this side. Excellent. Another knot over there I just got. Oh, another knot down there. That's why it held. All right. Ooh, bouncy. Knotty. Yeah, a lot of knots in there. All kinds of them through there. Okay. That worked pretty slick. I like it. I like it a lot. So now I'm going to use the X27, the longer version, the one that I have and I'm used to. I'm used to a longer shaft, and I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm barely hitting it because that's this pretty straight grain here. I think I can give it one more whackaroony. Oh, there we go. I'll set her back up and give it a try the other way. Right away, my first instinct is I like the length. Yeah, you can get much more velocity. I have more control because I'm used to it. Yeah, it works nice. I also just set it back up and keep whacking on it. Very nice. Gotta grab some more chunks here. Now this is red oak, which does split pretty nicely. It's better than a lot of wood, especially elm, which is Satan wood. Get that to stay there. Ooh, got flying wood. So we got this one here that's full of knots. And we'll see if we can hurt it at all with the big axe. Oh yeah, popped it right apart. Now, if you were just going to be splitting softwood, I think this would be even easier. That's why a lot of people use axes on softwood. But hardwood, it's nice to have an actual splitting maul, or splitting axe is what this is. Ooh, tough one. There's a knot right there. Now, one of the things that I didn't mention with the Fiskars They have a lifetime guarantee. You break it, they replace it. So if you break a handle, you take a picture of it, you send it to them, they send you a new one. It's pretty nice. So I don't think you're going to find that with any of the fancy pants axes that are expensive. You break it, I think you got to fix it. This one's got a bunch of knots on this side. Still went through fine. So the proprietary wedge shape they have on here, as you can see, with the coating that they have on, the slippery material they put on, whatever it is excellent. And it is pronounced Fiskars, not Fiskars. X27, beautiful machine, I love it. And the handles, I don't think they vibe at all. I think if you're getting vibration from your handles, you don't know how to swing an axe. That's my opinion. You're not hitting the wood properly with the axe, because some people make a complaint. They say, oh, I don't like plastic handles. Well, this being hollow takes all the vibe out of it. I don't have any hand vibration. Well, that was fun. I got to work up a little bit of a lather, as my father-in-law used to say. And it's about 85 degrees today, so not a great day for splitting out in the sun, but I got a little bit split. And it's good to get a little bit of exercise. That's one of the reasons why I actually don't mind having splitting axes and splitting mauls, is that I enjoy the exercise, which is the main reason I do firewood. A lot of people think that it's all about the production, and yeah, that matters. I want to produce as much as I can, but I like the exercise and I need it. I'm pretty sure that there has been studies on exercise that have proven that the more you move, the more you can keep moving, and the more exercise you get, the better. There's very few people that sit around that are in very good physical condition, and to me that's more valuable than any money you can have, because your health is everything. That's what these provide, health. Splitting and cutting wood is great exercise. That's one of the main reasons I do it. So the verdict, here it is. I like them both. The one thing I don't like about the X25, the shorter one, so if you're doing any kind of a roundhouse swing when you're cutting with the X25 and you miss, or if you have a piece split very easily, it can flow through very easily and very fast. So that extra length that you have with the X27 is nice, because you're not going to hit your leg or your foot as easily as with the short axe. The only time I've ever had a problem with striking on wood or chopping has been with either a hatchet glancing off and blowing to the side or swinging out on me, or a short, like boy's axe. Longer handles are safer, they just are, because you're farther away from the head when it comes down to the ground. And I think because you've got the extra length and that swing, you've got more speed on the head. So that's the one thing that I didn't like about the 25, but if I was to go on a backpacking trip or a camping trip and you don't want to take the long axe, this would be excellent choice, very excellent choice. But for the money, an extra 10, 15 bucks, get the long one. That's my opinion. I think the X27 is the best. Now, I've got a little surprise for you here. Yes, surprise, surprise, surprise. I am going to pick a number between 1 and 10,000. And if you email me your guess on that number, I am going to send one of you lucky choosers this exact splitting axe, this X25. I'm going to send this to someone. So go to Chris in the Woodyard, all connected, lowercase, at gmail.com. Send me your guess between 1 and 10,000. Whoever guesses the number is going to get this splitting axe, and I will send it to you. You should do that. Go email me at Chris in the Woodyard. I'll put it in the description down below and on the screen. And whoever gets closest to the number, I will send them this splitting axe. Go now. That's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Poke the buttons. Tomorrow I will be back in the Woodyard. I will be working at 5:30 a.m. You should be here because I have a video every day just for you. And if you can't wait that long, go to my channel. There's over 800 videos for you to watch. Go now. Good night, Irene.